Friends channel. So this morning, we want to be consistent with some boxing news. What's going on in the boxing world, right? Instead of all this gossip that we have been encountering on these podcasts, on these different podcasts. I try my hardest not to get involved in it, but it's difficult because a lot of the stuff that people are saying in these podcasts are levied leveraged at me, right? But that's okay. I have to be the bigger person sometimes, and I think that's a good thing that all of us should want to participate in, and that is having the moral apparatus necessary, right, to be the bigger person. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's about with this podcast. And that being said, look, the super middleweight division, right, is jam packed with talent. But for some strange reason, we are not getting those fights applicable to that particular division, right? And I don't know if what is being alleged that the PBC is broke because most of these boxers are represented by the PBC, by Al Heyman and company, right? I don't know if we can levy the finger pointing at Al Heyman, right? Because we don't know for certain because the PBC has always been and is today the type of company that keeps its lips sealed and they don't give any information in regards to the ups and downs of the company. And I get it, right? Who wants to be in a position where they have to talk about negative stuff going on in the company? So, I mean, I understand that, but the fact remains the same. There's a lot of boxers, especially in the super middleweight division, that come out of Al Heyman's company, right? So, I just wanted to have a conversation about those particular boxers at the top of the super middleweight division that we, the fans and the pundits, want to have an explanation about, right? One of those boxers is David Morrell. David Morrell actually went up to light heavyweight, right? Because they couldn't get the fights that he wanted to get at super middleweight, so he went up to light heavyweight. But he is still a candidate in the super middleweight division. So we're not gonna just run past the best boxers or the best weights in that division, right? I mean, a person that's in the super middleweight division can slide up and down. It's just like a sliding scale, right? He can go up or he can go down, right? And that's a good thing, right? Makes himself versatile, right? Makes himself available to a lot of different fights. So David Morrell is 26 years of age. He's 6'1" with a 78. Man, he got long. And he has 78.3 arm reach. He's a southpaw. He has um, He has 11 wins, 9 by knockouts, no losses. He's never been stopped, no draws, right? Now, David Morrell is a Cuban boxer, right? And the Cuban boxers have a different technique in their punch selection, in their training, in their regiment, right? And everything that they do is different from the boxers in the States, right? The Cubans have like a different boxers demand, right, to be the best they can be, right? The trainers teach them a particular boxing style, and that's it. There's no switching up. There's no gravitating toward another style. It's just the Cuban style is the Cuban style, and that's the way they box. So that being said, David Morrell is one of the boxers in that division that we want to see, right? And like I said, that division is jam packed. Now I didn't go into the particulars involved in all the different boxes in that division that the fans want to see. I'm just making mention to like 4 or 5 of them because we don't want those boxers, those fighters, right, to get lost in the shuffle, right? What I mean by that is if you don't if you're not hearing anything about them, right, they lose their relevancy. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing about boxing. Boxing easily loses its relevancy. You know what I'm saying? The boxing fan, we some hard people, man. You know what I'm saying? We want it like we want it, and that's it. Right? We don't care about the outcome. This is what we want, right? And if you don't give it to us, right, the heck with you. Right? That's the mentality of the boxing fan, right? But and it's okay. I mean, you know what I mean. To each his own. But I'm just trying to say the boxing is a brutal business, right? And if you don't like stay abreast of what's happening in different divisions, right? People become irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? That's the brutal part of the sport. One of the brutal parts of the sport. So we have I kind of like Jamel. I wanted to make reference to Jamal. Jamal is a big twin, right? Jamal Charlo, right, is 6 feet. First of all, he's 31 years of age. He's 6 feet. He has a 73.6-inch arm reach. He's a right hand. He has 33 wins, 32 by knockout, no losses, never been stopped, and no draws. And he was formerly the WBC middleweight champion of the world. Right now, that cat, right, I mean, was one of the dominant boxers in the middleweight division. Now I can mention him in this category because he fits in that category where he can present himself in the sliding scale scheme of things, right? He can go up or down. Up and down. We got some jokers in the chat, right? That's okay. So I mentioned him because he is a force to be reckoned with. And contrary to the fact that he's middleweight, like what, 4 or 5 pounds, he can be just ready to be a super middleweight. Now, he has called out people in the super middleweight division. If I'm not mistaken, he called out Demetrius Andrade, right? He wants to smoke from Demetrius Andrade, which is, I mean, you know what I'm saying? These are the fights that we clamor for. These are the fights that make boxing worth, you know what I'm saying? That's why we always on the edge of our seat, right? When it comes to boxing, right? We never get the fights that we want to see, but the proclivity for us to potentially get that fight right, we're gonna hang on and we're gonna be great boxing fans. Isn't that right? You know what I'm saying? But Andrade, right, is a force to be reckoned with. Also, Andrade is 36 years of age. He's 6'1" with a 73.5-inch arm reach. He's a left-hander, right? He has 32 wins, 19 by knockout, 1 loss, and that was to the Mexican monster, David Benavidez. Wow. Who would have thought that David Benavidez was going to knock out, stop Demetrius Andrade? But he did. And it was a good fight, but he got knocked out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, a lot of people anticipated that Demetrius Andrade was going to whoop David Benavidez. But if you go back to the records, right, and you look at what I said, right, you will find that I was right. David Benavidez, which is a super middleweight, he's on that sliding scale too. He goes up to light heavyweight, right? It's one of those boxers, like I mentioned about Torrance Bud Crawford, right? Those types got a tremendous will to win, right? I mean, everybody most of the cats in the boxing game had that will, right? But a few of them, I'll say, not a lot of them, have that psyche, that psychology associated with when they working out, right? Whatever they do, shadow box, punching the bags, right? Sparring, whatever. And I was looking at Torrance Crawford the other day, right? On a tape, right? I always do tapes on people that I enjoy watching, right? And Torrance Crawford was so focused on each individual thing that he was doing, whether it was throwing a punch, whether it was punching the bag, whatever he was doing, right? His eye contact with whatever it is that he was doing it was just beyond a discussion. It was unreal because that was the focus element of Torrance Bud Crawford's a desire to be great. Same thing goes for David Benavidez, right? So David Benavidez stopped Andretti, right? And Andretti has been out of the loop since then. That was, I believe, the last part of 2023, right? Most of these cats ain't fought in a year and a half, right? That I'm talking about now. Other than David Morrell, I think he fought last year, right, in 2024. But we want to see these cats beat up each other. Ain't that what boxing about? Heck yeah. Caleb's Plant. Caleb Plant is the WBA interim super middleweight champion of the world. Caleb Plant is one of those boxers, right, that fashions himself to be like a smaller Mayweather, right? He has a pair of hands that are unbelievable. You know what I mean? He can shake them up, right? And a lot of people that get in the ring with Caleb Plant don't look for him to be that sharp, right? But the man is sharp, right? Caleb Plant is Caleb Plant is 32. He's 6'1" with a 74-inch arm reach. He's a right-handed. 23 wins, 14 by knockout. Two losses. One was Canelo Alvarez, and the other one was, see what I'm saying? David Benavidez is always in the mix. The other one was the David Benavidez. And in fact, he got stopped by Canelo Alvarez. But we ain't gonna take that from Caleb Plant. Caleb Swift Hand Plant, because Caleb Plant is always exciting. He is always there to make us want more of Caleb Plant. And that's what boxing is really all about, right? All that garbage, you know what I'm saying? All that gossip, you know, in the content scheme of things, right? We don't want to hear that. We want to hear about some boxing. And that's what you're going to hear from the Boxing Trainers channel. Let the record reflect that that's what I love to talk about. And that's what I'm giving y'all, right? Hey, look, I'm getting sick and tired of saying from here on out. No, this is the last time I say, I am cutting back with the garbage associated with get back, right? I'm getting that back for what he said. Well, oh man, that's so childish. Oh, I mean, right now I'm not gonna get off into who specifically does that, but it's a guy on the internet that's been on the internet for years, and he has one concentration, and that is that is to downgrade Devin and Bill Haney. That's this whole every video that he pops out is about the Haneys. You know what I'm saying? And it's like at some point you gotta think to yourself, man, people gotta start looking at me like I got an obsession with the Haneys. And that's what it appears. You got a dang obsession with the Haneys because of something that they may have said to you or about you, right? Hey, look, this is a brutal sport, right? You're a part of this brutal sport, right? Get a life, right? And keep moving on with some real content. You feel me? Get a life and start pressing some real content. So that's what I'm gonna do. How about you? So that being said, I need y'all to hit that dang subscription button, hit the like button, drop a comment in the comment section, and let me know if y'all got a personal like for the super middleweight division. If not, it's okay. I ain't gonna be mad at you. But I'll be back this afternoon with another one, because that's what I am going to start doing. I'm not going to trip on the numbers. I'm not going to trip on none of that. I'm just going to keep focused on doing the best I can and doing what I love so much, and that's talking about boxing to y'all. You heard me? Stop mention my super middle. Yeah, that's right. Stop mention my said super middleweight is great. It is, brother. Shout out to what is that? Stop. Oh, stop motion ma. Stop motion ma. Okay. He said the super middleweight division is great. they got some jokers and they got some trollers in my chat. I mean, they're just talking about me like because I'm old, but that's okay. That's okay. You live to be you live while you trolling me, talking about me, right? With my handsome old self, right? You better try to live to be 75 years old, so you could have somebody trolling you. You heard me? That being said, yeah, I said, stop motion, mom, stop motion, Mima, stop motion, Mima. Yeah, I seen Christian in Belay. Yeah, he's good. He's good. Stop motion, ma, stop motion, ma. I guess that's what that is. But yeah, a Christian Mbili is a good what super middleweight. If I'm, yeah, super middleweight. Yeah, he good. And I actually like to see more of Christian Mbile. Yeah, he's a good boxer. Man, listen, y'all that's in this darn chat. I ain't gonna keep on saying this. I'm gonna start putting these gloves on and start doing some rocking upside y'all head. You heard me? Hit that subscription button, man. Hit that subscription button. Hit that like button, and drop a comment in the comment section and tell me what y'all think about people that's talking about the old man. Dang, that's cold blooded, don't you think? Oh, that's a tall order. Stop motion, ma. That he could give Canelo some problems, right? Only person who I think people that I think could give Canelo Alvarez serious problems is Torrance Crawford and David Benavidez. Nobody else in boxing, to my knowledge, is going to either stop or whoop the pants off Saul Canelo Alvarez. How about that? Okay, folks, I gotta go, but I'll be. This guy got a boxing fan in the house. He said, and this is, I don't think Crawford is too small. No, I don't think. I don't know where they keep getting this information from. Crawford can walk around with at 170 today. If he can walk around with 170 pounds, walk around weight, he can maintain 170 pounds in the ring. That makes sense. He got to walk. Crawford walks around with a 168, 171 inch, 170 pound walk around weight, right? And he can maintain 168 to 171 pound walk around weight. He can condition his body to allow his body to go up, to grow up to 171 on fight night. And that's what his intention is, in my opinion. That being said, y'all, I'm glad to have y'all in the chat, but I got to go. Later. See you later. I'll be back on. I got another hot one later.